Well, here's a interesting little experiment, probably a fun project for someone to try. I decided that I wanted to have a very low powered CW beacon transmitter that was inexpensive, and so I wouldn't have to use one of my main radios if I wanted to run propagation experiment, testing antennas, etc. So, what I've done, as you can see, it's working. This is monitoring in VK5 here. Taking a bit of a dive now. What have we got there? About an S3, sometimes coming up to about an S4. So it's doing quite nice. So what I've done, I'll just stop this actually. You can see what's going on here. Smartphone running a Morse code flashlight app. Okay. And I bought one of these cheap Chinese function generators. Doesn't even have a case. It just comes, as a panel with all the relevant circuitry. And so it was about $80 with free shipping. So basically I've cut a hole in a case, mounted it in a case, pretty simple. And the DC supply that plugs into it, I've piggybacked onto that. And inside I also have a 12 volt light sensitive relay. And what I've done is I've put the little, I think it's called an LDR, the light sensor right there. So basically the output from the function generator goes back into the unit. I've done it this way so I can still use it as a function generator. I mean, these are not ideal, but it's okay. It goes up to 10 megahertz. And so basically the output is going to the light sensitive relay. It basically has a common and then an open and closed terminal. So basically when and it also has an adjustment for the sensitivity. So basically when the light's on and the relay throws one way, I have that selection going to the active on the output. On this one I've got two outputs. I've got one going out to a BNC and also a sort of wire output option, which is where I'm reading with the oscilloscope. So and basically when the light is off and the relay throws to the other side, basically what I'm doing there is just shunting the signal straight to ground, and so it's simply active ground, depending on the light. And I was originally going to send it to ground via a 50 ohm resistor, but apparently these have being a low Z function generator, have a 50 ohm series resistor anyway, so I figured it was probably quite fine just to throw it straight to ground. So so that's basically what it's doing. Extremely simple. So I'm just taking the output from the function generator and going to the light sensitive relay, which is either throwing to ground or out to the active for the antenna. The antenna in this case is a 40 meter ground plane with elevated radials. And just using the, as you can see, the light to throw the relay. This has just shut itself down. I will get it going again. What I'll do is I'll just I'll stop this one, and I'll mark that and put it back in, ready to go. So I'll just line up my flashlight section with the light sensor, the detector thingy, and I'll hit send. Start. Now I'll just try and get this going again, because for some reason it's decided to shut down on me. And we'll also have a look at the oscilloscope. And look, I'm not really an expert with the math and stuff, but I'll show you what I'm thinking, and any experts can correct me if I'm wrong. But so she's doing quite okay. Now I've got the oscilloscope across the output, and of course this is under load of the antenna. Now the antenna is fairly well tuned, so assuming close to 50 ohm load, and as you can see here, the RMS is coming up to 1.01 volt, okay? So about 1 volt RMS. So going into an online calculator, according to this, and I'm assuming when it asks for the voltage that it wants RMS, because it doesn't specify peak or peak to peak or anything. Talking about 50 ohm and 1 volt, and it's telling me basically 0.02 watts, which is 20 milliwatts. So I'll just change that. There we go, 20 milliwatts. So am I correct here? Would that be about 20 milliwatts that I'm actually sending? Or have I got myself muddled up? But there you go, very simple project, bit of fun, and you know, I'm sure most people have a spare smartphone lying around that they don't use anymore, and of course ideal. So I hope I remember, I'll put links in the description to perhaps the software for the for Android version for the Morse code app, or just look one up that does the flashlight, and I'll try put a link in for the one of the light sensitive relays, and also perhaps this function generator. But of course you could use any function generator or any signal source and operate, provided it operates on the band that you intend to operate. It's not my job to tell you that you need a license and you shouldn't break the law and all that. If you want to break the law, go for it. It's not my problem. Alright, 7-3, and thanks for watching.